Hi guys, I hope you're all keeping safe and healthy and coping with the new reality, which is staying in during this COVID-19 crisis. Like a lot of you, I've had to change how I work, so I'm now a homeschooling dad in the mornings, and then I see my patients via telehealth in the afternoons. So what this has meant is that it's led to a few adjustments in how I work, and I thought I'd make this video to talk about how you might get the most out of a telehealth appointment, and more specifically what happens during a shoulder assessment via telehealth. First of all, it's useful to think about the therapy environment. When you come to see me in the clinic, all of that is sorted for you. We've got a nice, calm, quiet, therapeutic space where we're not going to be interrupted, where it's confidential, where you feel safe. At home, it's worthwhile to think about how you set this up to make it as therapeutic an environment as possible. So pick a part of the house where you have good internet connection, where you're not going to be interrupted, where it's private enough that you don't mind taking off your top to demonstrate a few movements, and where you're not going to get interrupted by pets or children maybe, and there isn't any real background noise. The first part of the telehealth shoulder assessment is exactly the same as if you came into the clinic for an assessment. So we'll spend about 20 or 30 minutes chatting and discussing the problem. So I'd ask you about the history of it, how it's affecting you, what things make it feel better, what things make it feel worse, and any other symptoms that you have. I'd also ask you about your past medical history, any medications that you're on, and we'd spend quite a bit of time talking about your daily life, your work, your sports or activities. Then it's time to go on to the physical assessment. The physical assessment differs slightly from if you came into the clinic, because obviously I have a bed and lots of equipment that you can use. So there are a few things that it's important to think about when you're doing the physical assessment. The physical assessment involves me asking you to carry out a series of movements and tests to help me find out what the problem is. These will vary from person to person depending on what I'm investigating, but there are fairly common themes throughout. It would be useful for you to have handy at home a yoga mat and some light weights, and preferably somewhere that you can lie down, a bench or a bed, so that I can see how the shoulder and arm moves whilst you're lying down relaxed. I'm going to show you a series of maneuvers and movements that are common in the assessment so that you have an idea of what to expect and how to set up your space for a telehealth appointment. I hope this video gives you an idea of what to expect from a telehealth shoulder assessment and how to set up your space at home to get the most out of it. My final tip is, before you have an assessment or a session via telehealth, is that you spend just a few minutes getting focused and having a think about what you want to get out of that session. This is normally what would happen in the waiting room while you're waiting to see me at the clinic. The second thing I would say is to talk to people that you're sharing your house with and sharing your space with. Let them know that you're having this assessment and that you need a quiet space and environment. And the third thing I would suggest is that you close down all of your other windows on the computer, you shut down your email, that you don't have distractions coming through and don't have that temptation to check or multitask at the same time, and it will keep you focused on your session. So I hope to see you and hope to help you for your shoulder problems. You can contact the clinic at 091 727 777 or get in touch via our website www.ebtc.ie. Thank you.